Well, the IPL's up and running, and I'm really loving it at the present moment. It has been sensational. And out of the Indians, 30 innings plus. Sudarasan's up the top of the order there. So 30 innings, he scored 1,307 runs. Gaikwad, 977, Tendulkar 975, Padikal 925, and Gambia 892. So look at that young talent coming through. Now, we're going to get the young fella off there, and we'll come to him a bit later because first up, we got the big game tonight. And the big game is between Delhi Capitals and RCB. Now, it's in Bengaluru. RCB have to dominate on their home soil. They cannot afford to lose any more games there. They lost against GT earlier. But the big matchup, these two. Now, Virat Kohli against Delhi Capitals is only averaging 50. Well, only averaging 50. That's compared to Rahul averaging over 60 against RCB. So these two are going to be very prominent tonight in getting their team over the line. And I must admit, KL Rahul is starting to take off again. He performed well in the previous World Cup for India, and he's brought that form into the Delhi Capitals, and he's enjoying his game again. So well done to KL Rahul there. We'll get the matchups too. We'll get that up now. RCB, now this really doesn't really matter, does it really, when you look at it? RCB winning 19 out of 11 times against the two teams. They're different teams because we've had a bit of a different mix after the IPL auction. But I must say, if I'm looking at these two teams, RCB rely heavily on their bowling attack. Dale, I love him. I think they've got to go with the new ball with him, with Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Both of them swing the ball. And then Hazelwood use him as the pressure bowler in those key situations. I think in Bangalore, they've got to go to Cornell a little bit later and probably use Livingston. Who are they going to use as their fifth bowler? Are they going to go with spin or another pacer? That's something that they've got to decide. But for RCB to win tonight, their opening bowlers have to get at least 3 wickets in the power play. If we look at the game against GT, the difference was in the power play. RCB lost 3 wickets. GT only lost 1 or none, but they were even on the run side of things. But RCB just didn't have enough bowling power out the back end because they didn't get those early wickets with the new ball. I think Delhi Capitals, I love Paral. I think I'm really enjoying him coming in out 3. Rahul's getting a bit of form. And Fraser McGurk, watch out for him. I'm liking the way that he's changing a few things out the moment with his game. He's taking a little bit more time, but when he goes after the bowling, he's still not quite there. But he's going to come off sooner than later because he's trying to find a little bit of form. He's trying to take a little bit more time in that power play, knowing with these shorter boundaries, he can make up the run rate out the back end, and I'm liking his approach. In the bowling department, Mitchell Starc has been sensational. They got the spin of Axar Patel and Kuldeep Yadav. Are they going to be all right on Bangalore tonight, or Bengaluru out there, Chennai Stadium? Chennaswamy Stadium, should I say. Short boundaries, hard to protect with spin, but I'm thinking Bangalore to win tonight. Now, we've got a few other more talking points. There's one big moment in the game. Look at this. Punjab Kings are going up the ladder because of this young fella here, Prinish. He has been sensational. That 103 was superb. Yes, he had a couple of chances, but the opposition team also had a couple of chances, and you've got to have a little bit of luck. But he just taking the game away has been sensational. They found an opening combination up the top of the order, Punjab, to take the pressure off that middle order, and for them to really make inroads into the playoffs out the back end, he's got to continue to perform well out the top, and their middle order have got to start firing. That's Stoinis and Maxwell, 2 Australians. Lift your game for, yes, Captain Ricky Ponting there, but they've got a pretty good batting lineup down in the depths there. Then the next talking point, we just talked about him a little bit earlier. This young man, Sadarasan, look at that, 74, 63, 49, 82. And against the Rajasthan Royals, that last game was brilliant. He was facing Archer. Archer was swinging the ball. He was bowling with pace, but he was just willing to get behind the ball, work the ones, and when other bowlers came on, he went after the bowling, and there was a shot flat over point, which was sensational. Then the ramp standing up, that's the ramp over the keeper with a bouncer. Unbelievable against Archer. This kid is coming of age, and I'm glad that he's not batting 3 this year. He's opening the batting for GT and having Butler coming in out 3s. And that's why they're at the top of the order, because of this man and the middle order starting to fire, and they've got a pretty good bowling attack as well. Now, let's move on to the next talking points quickly, because we've got a few guests coming. We've got the points table there. Yes, we've got Gujarat Titans out the top of the order. I think they're bowling exceptionally well. Their batting is dominating their top 3. You need your top 3 to dominate and make the majority of the runs, and your bowlers to do well in those middle overs. Gujarat Titans, Rashid Khan, he's got to lift a bit. He's not firing at the moment, but once he starts firing, watch out. Punjab Kings, RCB, I'm rating them. I think they might finish in the top 4 at the end. And Lucknow Super Giants in our 5. For me, they are the 5 best teams that I see. Delhi Capitals, who are number 2. I've still got the question mark on them. And okay, is there one more talking point that you got? Or are we going to bring up the guests? Yes, let's bring up the guests. This is what I love about Hog Out, talking to the guests. Oh, what's different Ricky Ponting and Shreyas Iyer have done to Punjab Kings, which no other captain coach is able to do for them? This is Anupam. Now, Anupam, that is a good observation. For me, I think it's the owners stepping aside. I think Ricky Ponting has taken control, Shreyas Iyer, and allowed Shreyas Iyer to captain the team out in the middle when they're out in the field. That makes a huge difference. But they're going well now. If they lose a couple of games, those owners have got to keep out of the mix and let Ricky Ponting and Shreyas Iyer take control. Simple as that. And Ricky Ponting, the thing that I love about him, he'll back certain players, he'll talk to them positively, he'll give them a role. Won't just go, all right, go out there and take the game on. No, he'll give them an actual role and a game plan of how to do it. He'll show them the process of how to do it. And that's why Priyansh, who we're talking about, and the 2 Singh boys are doing so well around those other 3 big boys that they've got in their batting lineup, because he gives a good plan. Have we got a guest up yet, AK? Or have we got other people? Here we go. We got Kapil. Kapil's online, right? Before we get Anesh on as well, we're waiting for him. Can you ask your first question, please, Kapil, all the way from Rajasthan?
Thank you, Brad Hogg, sir. I am well, and what about you? How are you, sir?
I'm going very well, mate. Very happy. Can you get that mic closer to your mouth, please?
Okay. So, what about your IPL memory this time, and your favorite IPL memory in the IPL history?
My favourite IPL memory is probably playing for Kolkata Knight Riders against CSK. I managed to get a couple of wickets there. That was one of my my favourite moments. But I think if I'm looking at the memories, that's my favourite moment in a game. One of my favourite moments has probably been with Rajasthan Royals around Rahul Dravid and Ajinkya Rahane. For the simple fact that they were probably 2 of my favourite players that I played against when I was playing against India, and just seeing their love for the game, their passion for their game, the way that they lead as well, the way that they approach the game was awesome. And to strike up a relationship and a friendship with those 2 is probably my favourite memory of them. And I think there's an interview that I did with Rahul Dravid when he was on the physio bench, getting a little bit of a massage, where he didn't have a shirt on. That was quite funny as well. And going back there too, I interviewed Sanju Samson when he started his first-class career or his IPL career back then. He was a shy young lad and just was around the group, finding his way, got him in that interview, and he just spoke beautifully. And you could tell that he was eventually going to be a leader. And he was a tough nut to crack. He was tough on his game. He worked hard, and that's why he's there now. Very good question, mate. Very good question. I love those memories. Anesh, how you going? Anesh, are you there? Anesh, you're on mute.
Yes.
Now, Anesh is from Kolkata. How are you going?
Yes. I am doing well. How about you?
I'm going very well, mate. It'd be better if Kolkata Knight Riders can win on their home turf. Can't believe they left Andre Russell too late the other day. Brought in Singh.
Exactly. I still don't understand the decision of sending Ramandeep up top.
Yep. No, I couldn't believe that. They've had him out number 9 the whole time. And then on a big moment where they need 12 and over or more, they bring Ramandeep in, who hasn't had much game time, and they've left their big prize, Andre Russell, on the bench. Not good enough. Sort it out, Kolkata. That's why you lost by 4 runs.
I agree.
Yep. Beautiful. Now, what's your first question, young
Yes,
Anesh?
I do. So, what do you make of the Sunrisers Hyderabad this season? What's probably going wrong for them? They almost have the same team which they had last season and also the same captain. Probably the most balanced team as well, and everyone predicted they'll finish in the top 4 this season. So, yeah, what are your insights about them as a team?
Look, the guy, the times that I've watched, I'm just loving the opposition's approach to their top order. They've probably got one of the most power batting lineups that you've got in this year's IPL. And you've got the 2 left-handers up top. Bowlers are bowling slower. Or you've got Ishan there at number 3 as well. And they're bowling wider and slower. But then when they're going straight, they tend to be going for the Yorker or short as well. They're not predictable. And that's what I'm loving against this batting lineup, the way that the bowlers are approaching it, especially with that new ball. And with that new ball, it's swinging and so forth. But to be able to go for those slower balls so early is a gutsy move. And it's putting them off their timing. That's one aspect of it. Klasan in the middle order, he's not getting enough game time against spin, and he's not dominating spin at the moment like he did last year. So Sunrisers Hyderabad out there, don't get too phased or unsettled about what's happening. You've got to keep this squad for the next 3 years. And the way that they play, especially with the bat and being aggressive, they're going to get a little bit of momentum at some stage and have a chance of winning one of the titles over the next 3 years. If they do that, they've had a fantastic auction. If and that's what it's all about. You want to try and win one title out of a 3-year period before you go into the next mega auction. And I think they've got the squad to do that. And it's essential that you don't panic. Definitely don't panic. And I think the other thing is to spin. They've got to find a way to get Zampa in there, but it's either their batting that's going to be depleted or they've got to take out a local bowler as well because they can't drop Pat Cadmans. The other player that's really got to start lifting is Reddy as well. Had a great series over here in Australia. He's got to get back on and say, right, yes, I've got a big paycheck here. Forget about the paycheck. Get out there and start delivering and putting some big runs on the board. I think he's got the talent. Has he got the resilience and the balance of his processes to be able to start delivering out the middle and back himself? That's the question. The question that I'd ask at Sunrisers Hyderabad. Now, Kapul, you're back on. You went green there for a while.
Yeah, how is it better now? So before we go further next question, I ask just one thing. When you
Yep.
played IPL 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, any strategic plan your batchmate, your countrymate, Michael Hussey, Matthew Eden, a funny plan in during match, you discuss about it on the and while MS, what about your planning for MS Dhoni batting? Please both the answer, both questions.
With the MS Dhoni playing on, look, we never really discussed it. We loved playing the game, and it didn't matter how old we were. We just had that energy. We loved the game, and that just kept us going. If I could still play now, I'd play right now. I'm still fit enough, I think, with the body, but just can't get the arm over as well as it used to be. So if I could bowl, I'd still play right now. MS Dhoni, can you say what you were talking about MS Dhoni there? Were you saying something about his role with CSK at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just...
if you are in 19th over, what about your strategy against MS Dhoni?
Oh, if I was bowling to the 19th over with MS Dhoni, it'd be very simple. Very, very simple. I know that he's waiting for that pull shot and a little tug over mid wicket. So I'd just be I'd basically be attacking the stumps, but varying it up with a back spinner, normal leg spinner, knowing that he wants to tug that to the leg side, and knowing that he's going to be thinking, right, he's going to go to his wrong end at some stage. And knowing that a player is thinking about my wrong and thinking that I'm going to go to it quite often, I'd try and hide that a little bit. But I'd probably bowl a few more top spinners as well, because bowling the top spinners, if I had a ball here, I'll show you. But the wrong end goes one way. I'll try and, yep, there, I've got a glass here. So the wrong end's going over there. The leg spinner's going over there, but the top spinner's going straight down like that. And with the scramble seam, the batsman couldn't pick it. So I'd probably bowl a few top spinners as well. And that gives extra bounce. So if it wants to tug me to the leg side, there's a chance of a top edge. That's how I would go about bowling to MS Dhoni in the 9th over. And I remember bowling to MS Dhoni at Chennai in the 19th over. And he took it slowly right to the last over and tried to take on Roger Binney, or Stuart Binney, should I say, in the last over. I don't know whether we got over the line there or not, but just the way that he didn't panic just amazed me, that the way that he tried to take it deep. Looks as though I'm frozen on the screen there. Kapil, Anish, are you there? We're popping in and out. There's a bit of freezing going on here.
One on my question. One sentence about MS Dhoni. He's great, but one sentence about MS Dhoni, your side.
One sentence about MS Dhoni. If I'm thinking with MS Dhoni, with the Chennai Super Kings, I think MS Dhoni, cool, calm, collect. That's what I think about him. Doesn't get too phased under pressure situations. So for me, if you want to conduct yourself on the field, cool, calm, and collect, you do it his way. And sometimes you've got to fake it a little bit as well. Because the thing that I love about him, he doesn't show his emotion too often. He's got to be really, the buttons have got to be pushed for him to show that emotion, and that's good leadership. I love the way that he goes about that. With Chennai at the present moment, I don't want them to leave him too late. He's got to come up the order a little bit earlier than what he is. He can't be coming in at number 9. He's too good for that. It's a waste of space for Chennai to have him at number 9. Yeah.
Which player are you looking forward to this season?
To this season. Just before you go there, hi Hoggy. Why Glenn Maxwell, Stoinis, Jake Fraser McGurk have failed again and again? Some flaws are there, or any technical issue, or shot selection. What do you think? I think I'm probably not too worried about Fraser McGurk. I can see Fraser McGurk changing his approach at the moment. He's trying to give himself more time out in the middle. Glenn Maxwell, he's there as an all-rounder. He's there to take on the bowling. Marcus Stoinis not playing as much top-level cricket at the moment, and I think that's probably where he's falling away a little bit at the moment. The more game time he gets, the more he'll come on. But if I think they'll keep going with Maxwell for as long as they possibly can, because he can be a match winner and he bowls the right arm off spinner. Yes, Stoinis bowls a bit of medium pace, but I think they've got Inglis in the background as well. They can't afford to have both of them failing at the same time, and Inglis will get an opportunity earlier than later if both of them continue not to do the damage with the bat. What were you just saying there? You asked a question about players I'm looking forward to in this IPL season. For me, Jitish Sharma, RCB, I think his role in the middle order or in that lower order is very important for RCB, for them to continue their dominance, because he's batting before Tim David as well, and allows Liam Livingston to play with a bit more freedom. So the depth of RCB's batting is crucial. Jitish Sharma, the way that he started, I'm really excited with him. Marco Johnson for the Punjab. I think he's a classic all-rounder. He batted well the other night with a good 40, I think it was, in a crucial situation. But with the ball, he's being used in those middle overs a little bit more, not with the new ball. So he's hitting those good lengths. So I'm really looking forward to watching how he goes as well moving forward with that all-round ability. Ravindra from Chennai Super Kings, I just love the way that he flows with his bat. And back to Punjab, Wadera, the left-hander. I'm liking his the opportunities that he's getting. I spent a bit of time with him when I had a month there with the Mumbai Indians second team, and he just had a lot of fight about him. There was something about him that I would have liked to seen him get more IPL opportunity, and I'm glad he's getting that right now. So Wadera's the other one that I'd like to see do really well. There's another. Got another question there?
Yeah. Any, who will be your emerging player of this season?
I'll put the mic closer to yourself. While you're waiting for that, Harold, I've said it for the whole, but I think Shreyas Iyer is the next captain after Rowett. His leadership has always been outstanding for DC, KKR, and Punjab. He's a much better candidate than Shubman Gill. Ooh, I agree with you. The only thing with Iyer, the other day he got bowled with a big beaming in swinger. I think that was from Dale. Dale went across him, and bowl came into it. Or was that Mumbai? I think it might have been Mumbai, but it was one of the left arm bowlers. But he looked a little too casual there with the bat. But that casualness just shows that he's in control and well on top of his game. So I think that he's a good choice to be the next Indian captain. Totally agree with you. Ariel 90 or 03, yes. Now, Kapul, you were asking a question there.
Who will be your emerging player to watch out for yet to this season? So far this season, emerging player.
Emerging player. Rightio, Psyche Kishore. Psyche Shaw, left arm off spinner. Really loving him. I think he's been a standout at the moment. Digvesh, the mystery spinner from Lucknow as well. He's been a great find for them because they were relying heavily on Bishnoi to do all the work with the spin. So Digvesh there. For Lucknow as well, Prince Yadav. He bowled extremely well in one game. I'd like to see him get more opportunity as well. Raghavanshi for KKR. Sadarasan, obviously, going well now. Perel from Delhi Capitals tonight with Fraser McGurk. Overseas player there as well, Fraser McGurk. Those two, I think they will start to come of age as well. Spencer Johnson and Rickleton from Mumbai Indians. So they're the young emerging players that I'm looking at. So I've given you a couple of overseas players, but also some local players there. But Digvesh from Lucknow Super Giants, I reckon he has been awesome just with his variations. I'm loving what I'm seeing there. Anesh, you're back on. How are you, mate?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. What's your question? Oh, he's gone. Are you there?
Yes, fans have so many high-scoring matches in the past 2 or 3 seasons that it really
Yep.
negates what the bowlers have done. So, do you think making such pitches is the way forward for T20Is, or should the bowlers be in contention more, even more?
Um, that is a very good question. I think the impact player is having a big change in the high scores as well, not just the pitches. And there's a lot more pressure on the bowlers, but teams can chop and change their 11 depending on the toss. So you can go with a bit of extra batting strength if you're batting first, knowing that you're going to bring a bowler in. But if you bat first, you don't. You can bring a bowler in when you're defending. But for me, I think the pitches have been great. If you've looked at some of the games, new ball bowling has been sensational. A lot of play and misses has been affected, but batsmen have been lucky not to get the edge. So there's a bit of luck there as well. So I think the new ball bowling has been sensational, but batting teams continue to be aggressive and looking to be at least 60 at the end of the sixth over. So I think it's more of the mindset of the batters rather than poor bowling that's been the difference this year. Last year I thought it was poor bowling; they didn't adapt. But this year they're willing to make moves. They're looking to get wickets rather than contain, and that's why we're seeing a lot of early wickets with some good bowling as well in the power play overs with change-ups that they're prepared to go. Spin in the middle overs. I think there's been some quality spin there. Psyche Shaw, loving the way that he bowls some round arm, then some higher deliveries where he's trying to get more turn. That round arm, he's trying to be straighter, less bounce as well. So he's using his height to effect. Rashid Khan at the present moment's not getting that extra turn, and he's been found wanting, and he's a little bit frustrated. He's bowling fuller. He's got to get back to that pressure length that he always bowls with a bit more overspin, so the batsman can't line him up as well. And death bowling is going to be a little bit tough, but still, what I've seen, I've loved the composure of the bowlers in the death. They're looking to bowl those Yorkers. They look as though they're still composed when it doesn't quite go right. They're still looking for the change-ups. I'm really loving what I'm seeing with the ball, where bowlers are trying to adapt and come up with new ideas to counteract the dominance of the batting team. So well done to the bowlers. So I reckon the wickets are still competitive for bowlers to stay in there. I just think it's more of the impact player where teams can go a little bit harder. And I think it's a mindset of the batters too, going after bowling as early as possible. You see Jaswell, you see Head, you see a lot of players just trying to hit the first ball for four. That's just the nature of the game now. So I think the game's changed a lot from when I played it about 8 years ago. Batters are taking on the bowling a lot more. So, yeah, there's a huge difference there. Good question. Kapil, have you got another question there?
Yeah, I said the playoffs race is open to all teams, but it's early to say who can make the top fours in this Tata IPL season.
I reckon
Your
all the
prediction.
teams can make the top four, but at the moment I'm loving what Punjab are doing. But if I'm looking at my favourites, I think it's going to be Lucknow, Gujarat Titans, and RCB. I think RCB are going to make inroads this year, but they've got to prove themselves on their home ground tonight. And if they could do that, then I'm definitely saying RCB. If it's not RCB, Kolkata Knight Riders, I think they'll turn things around and get the right formula for the next game. But you can't lose games on your home soil like they did the other day. So that's how I see the top four. And before we go to you, Anesh, you're shaking your head there. Why are you shaking your head?
Because we lost a match and that was supposed to be won. So, yeah, very, very disappointing.
That's exactly right, but they'll turn it around. We've got Kapati on here, and hey, Hogg, Cronel Pandya is getting wickets by bouncers. Do you think spinners shook bowl bounces, and now a days for fast bowlers. Full toss also become a good ball. What's your opinion on this? I think Cornell Pandya did extremely well the other night against the Mumbai Indians. I just thought his brother touched him up there with a couple of sixes, but he still wanted to be in the contest, and he bowled that last over and picked up 3 crucial wickets with only 19, I think, left on the board. And for a left-arm off spinner, that's great. I think bowling the odd bouncer as a spinner is not the worst thing if you can do it. He's got a little bit of extra height. He's able to bowl it from a similar action, so it's disguised well. It's picked up a couple of wickets. Every now and then it's going to go wrong, and you can't say when it goes wrong that he shouldn't be doing it because he's already picked up a couple of wickets. It's like any ball you bowl, you're going to have a little bit of luck where it goes your way, and every now and then the luck's going to go the batter's way and he gets a boundary. That's the nature of the game. So he's shown that it's worked. So for me, I think he should continue to do it, but do it sparingly. And the good thing about it too, that he's thrown it out there and got some wickets. Opposition teams are going to be thinking about that as well, and they can't line him up like they have because he doesn't have the skill of Saiki Shaw or Axar Patel. He's a bit different bowler as a left-arm off spinner, so he's got to add those variations. That's why you see him bowl the bouncer more than other spinners. So very good question there. Anesh, we'll get back to you, Anesh.
Yes.
Yep.
This is a very generic question, and almost everyone's asking this right now. Is MSD holding the Chennai Super Kings back? What should Stephen Fleming do about that situation right now?
Well, Chennai Super Kings are complaining about their home pitch. They can't read it. And then they came out, I think it was Fleming or one of the other coaches said, well, MS Dhoni, we're leaving him late because he can't bat for long periods of time. Well, if he can't bat for 10 overs in the last part of the innings, you've got problems there. And you can't be, in this day and age, comforting a player like that. You've got to use your full resources when you need those resources. And he can be very good against spin, punish those spinners in the middle overs. And if the opposition team are under pressure and they need that power game, he's got to come in. He can't be left to the 18th over all the time and the crowd cheering. He hits the 6. Yep, that's great. No, it's about putting yourself in winning positions. And I think last game he came in a little bit earlier, which is a good sign. And for me, if you've got an opportunity to have MSD come in, you've got to bring him in the 15th over so that he has a couple of balls to get set to be able to have at least four to five overs to really punish the bowling out the back end. The only time he should be coming in the 18th over is if the top 4 have done the job to the 18th over. For me, he should be coming in at 6 or 7, no later than that. And you're the coach, Mr. Fleming. Stand up to MSD. He wants to play on. He wants the job. He's just not there as a backstop. He's there to bat as well. What do you think about that summation, Anesh?
I just think that people in Chennai especially are very, very swayed by the MS Dhoni fandom. And I think that it's right in a way, in a sense, because that man has achieved a lot for our country. But you cannot put that over the team's wins. You can't just do that. Seeing that man for 2 or 3 overs cannot overwrite a loss. So I just think that you need to adjust the team or the impact player in a way that the fans are happy and the team wins games as well. So Fleming has to figure that out somehow.
Yeah, exactly right. And Kanapati's asking about CSK there, the auction strategy. Did they get it wrong? No, I'm looking at CSK's team. It's a bit like SRH. SRH aren't firing now. And for me, SRH have got one of the best teams on paper in the competition. Chennai Super Kings have got one of the best teams for their home ground advantage on paper. Cahill, the left arm quick, Chowdhury, the left arm quick. I think they're doing a fantastic job. They've got quality spinners in there. They have got quality batters, but they're just not firing. Dubé's not firing as he was last year. And you're going to have moments like that. So Kanapati and Chennai Super Kings fans out there, you can't have it your way all the time. It's not going to fall in your lap all the time. And both SRH and CSK have got teams to win a championship in the next 3 years. Just because they're having a bad time right now, you don't want to make all these wholesale changes moving forward. So for me, don't panic. Remember, you've got 3 years of this squad before the next mega auction, unless they change the rules. So for me, I wouldn't panic too much. Now, Kapil, have you got another question?
Yeah, last and not least, what about your views on the MI's Mumbai Indians, Chennai Super Kings, and Sunrise Hyderabad lack of in this season, and also Gujarat
Can you just
Titans?
speak up a bit? Put your mic closer.
What about your views on Mumbai Indians, Chennai Super Kings, Sunrise Hyderabad lack of this season, and while Lucknow Super Giants in having Bradley look very great and Rishabh Pant lower order. But first question is Mumbai Indians, Chennai Super Kings, and Sunrise Hyderabad lack of degrees, and how to increase.
Yeah. What do I think about them? I just think they've got powerhouse player groups, but I just don't think they've planned well. I don't think they've been ready for the tournament like the other teams. They've been found wanting. Mumbai Indians didn't have Boomerang. They didn't have Hardik Pandya out there at the start. And for me, I just think they lack that one extra bowler as well. Chennai Super Kings and Sunrisers Hyderabad, out the present moment, I think they've got a great squad. They're putting good 11s on the park, but they're just not in touch. They haven't found that momentum. I think Sunrisers Hyderabad is a team that has the ability to come from the bottom of the ladder to get in the top 4. They do have that ability. Chennai Super Kings, Mumbai Indians, I don't think so. For me, I'm not writing Sunrisers Hyderabad off at the moment, but for Mumbai Indians and Chennai Super Kings to win 6 games out of their final 9, I think it is, I think that's going to be pretty tough with the tight competition we've got on. And you talked about Rishabh Pant there, batting a little bit lower. I think you asked that particular question. I don't think Rishabh Pant needs to bat any lower. You've got to keep him where he is. Yes, he's not firing, but he's a game changer. And you've got to give him those opportunities to go out there and find that touch. And he doesn't take up too many balls to be able to find that touch either. So it's not as though he's going out there taking 10 balls and just blocking. He's looking to be proactive. So for me, keep Rishabh Pant up there. And I think he'll turn the tide very quickly. And when he turns the tide, look out luck now. Mitchell Marsh, Poran, and then you got Pant. But then you've got Miller also down there as well, and you've got Markram doing well. Luck now. Mayank Yadav coming back with the fast bowling. They're going to be a powerhouse moving forward. So don't worry about Rishabh Pant. You've got to get him in form, and when he's in form, he'll make clearer decisions out in the middle too with his captaincy. Anesh, you agree with that?
Yes, I do. And you mentioned Lucknow, so not so good memories recently. So yeah.
Yeah. Now, what's your next question, Anesh?
This is a very personal question. Since you played for the Kolkata Knight Riders and I'm from the same city, I live in the same city. What is your experience of staying and living in Kolkata?
Absolutely loved it.
How did
Friendly
they treat
people.
you as a city?
Hey?
How did they treat you as a city?
Oh, it treated me superbly, brilliantly, absolutely sensationally. I loved going on a boat down the Ganga River, isn't it? And we had some fantastic times down there. The local people just treated us beautifully, superbly. It was just one of the friendliest cities I've been to. So thank you very much, Kolkata. and I think I've said this on my YouTube channel before. From our hotel, I won't say where the hotel is because I don't know whether they're staying there still or not. But I drove a car into the main city, and you've got the roundabout there at Eden Gardens. So Eden Gardens is virtually on a roundabout, I think it is. And I'm looking to turn right, and the policeman has put his hand up to stop the traffic just as I'm getting to the edge. And I went down my window because I was in the driving. I said, sir, come on, can you let me go? And he'd already let the traffic come from the other way. And then he got out and stopped it. There you go, Mr. Hogg. There you go, Mr. Hogg, and let me go. So I didn't have to wait the 2.5 minutes for the traffic. So, and that was just how friendly all the people were there. Well, you go out shopping, they couldn't do enough for you. It was a wonderful experience. And I think Kolkata is a beautiful place. I've just been over to Delhi, and Delhi people were very similar. As a cricketer, we're very lucky, and thank you very much for everyone's love of the game and the way that they treat us when we go over there. It's just a beautiful thing, and it's a privilege to be part of it. So thank you very much for that. Yeah. Now, Kapil's asked a couple of questions. Have you got another question there, Anish?
Yeah, I do. We cannot talk about the IPL without talking about RCB, the Royal Challengers Bangalore. So, What do you think is going right for them this season? Because they seem to be winning every game.
Yeah, I think I'm just loving their bowling combination out at the present moment. Hazelwood makes a big difference. I just think that bowler that can hit a hard length and be hard to get away makes opposition teams think, well, we've got to go harder at Bhuvneshwar Kumar with the new ball, and maybe Dale as well. And I think Dale is very underrated. I think what they've got to do is get that right length out Chinnaswamy Stadium, and we'll see if they can do that tonight. So it's a right length and right nine. You can't give any width. You've got to try and get the batsman to play tough shots off that good length there. But also use a little bit of change of pace. But if the ball's swinging, you keep attacking that good length and have catches in place. If you're going to win out Chinnaswamy Stadium, you've got to take early wickets. You've got to look for wickets in that early power play. I'm not sure who they're going to play with in the middle overs, but I think they can get a few more overs out of Livingston and Cornell Pandya. I think their spin department is struggling, and just finding that fifth bowler is going to be a problem. Getting those, getting 8 overs out of their other options with the ball. That's going to be the tough thing for RCB. But I'm loving their batting depth. I think Salt and Kohli at the top are brilliant. RCB fans out there, Bill Salt's going to go after the bowling. He's going to come off in a couple of games. He's going to get out cheaply in a couple of games. You've just got to go with the flow because they've got good batting depth, and just go with it. Don't think just because he got 4 one game, that's the end of it. No, just don't panic because he'll come up and win a couple of games for you. Phil Salt wins 2 or 3 games off his own bat before the finals. He's worth his weight in gold, and same with Liam Livingstone. Good to great. Good to great. I love that. I'm going from good to great. Why don't CSK use Ravindra even as a part-time bowler? That's got to try the possibilities available, right? I totally agree with you. Especially if you've got a right-handed batsman or 2 out in the middle at that same time. And if you've got a right-handed batsman on strike and you need to get an over out of someone or a part-time over out of someone because the other bowlers aren't doing well, go to Ravindra straight away if there's a right-hander on strike, because if he can get 1, 2, maybe 3 balls to that right-hander because the ball's turning away, where he can keep him on strike, he's done his job there. He's changed the momentum of the game. So good to great. I agree with you. Chennai Super Kings, if you want to go from good to great, you better use Ravindra with a left-arm off spin as well. every now and then down at Chipak Stadium. I love that. That's a good call. Mr. Wolf, do you think RCB's spin department is strong enough to go all the way, or is it still lacking? Look, if I'm looking at a weakness of RCB, it's the spin department. There's no doubt about that, and that's not taking anything away from Cornell Pandia. He's a good bowler. Liam Livingston, part-time bowler. Piyush Sharma, just a little bit worried about him. He's got quality. If I was going to go with a spinner, it'll be the leg spinner Sharma that played for Kolkata last year. That's the right one, isn't it? Yep, Anish. Yep. I thought he was sensational. He's a bowler that can be a wicket taker. And if you're playing at Chinnaswamy Stadium and you're going to have spin, go for a wicket taking option, not a defensive bowler, because it's hard to defend on that particular track. So if I was going to go for the fifth bowler tonight, it'll be Sharma, the leg spinner that played for Kolkata Knight Riders last year. Would you agree with that, Anish?
I do actually, because RCB did take Salt and Suyans away from us. So yeah, quality
Yep.
players.
Yep, beautiful. What about you, Kapil?
Yeah, I'm totally agree. So RCB this season differently looking, and every fans wanting to Virat Kohli this year will win IPL trophy.
Yep, beautiful, beautiful. Now, Kapil, have you got any other questions? And can you put your mic to your mouth, please?
All are done. All are done. Brad Hogg, sir. Thank you for joining your session, and in future many more to show live with you.
Thank you very much, Kapil. All right, Anish, have you got one more last question?
Yeah, I do. I was reading a stat the other day that Virat has hit more boundaries than Abhishek Sharma since 2023 or something like that. Do you think RCB's dependency on Virat Kohli has been decreasing over the years, and so he can play more freely, and that may lead to them winning an IPL in the future? Maybe.
Yep, I think this year is the least dependent they are on Virat Kohli. I think it's the least dependent they've been on a top four as well. I think they've got a great batting list. We've got Sob, Kohli, Patidar, Liam Livingston, Jitish Sharma, Tim David. Have I missed anyone out there? Have I missed one? No. So for me, that is a quality batting lineup, especially with Jitish Sharma starting to make some runs down there. So for me, their reliance on them, on Virat Kohli, is going to be less. And you can also see that already with him. He's playing with a lot more freedom. There's less pressure on him because he's got those other batters around him. And he does thrive on pressure as well. So for me, I think RCB, if they're going to win a tournament, it's going to be this year. Or in this 3-year cycle. Over the 3-year cycle, there's one player that they must get, and that's probably look out another quality spinner and try and take a risk on someone like who is he? Digvesh from Lucknow Super Giants. Look for a mystery spinner that is a little different, that might be able to do a job like Digvesh. And the one thing that I like about Digvesh, he's just got that heart. He wants to be in the contest. He's a little bit arrogance, not the word, but it's around that arrogance type thing where he signed the soil when he got a wicket the other night. And I'm thinking, that's a little bit too early, young fella, in the game to be able to do that. But he's got that confidence about him. He wants to be in there, and I love it. So I think RCB have got that balance. They've got enough spinners there, as we talked about, young Sharma from Kolkata last night, that might be able to do a job for them. But every team's got one or two holes in the spin departments in that department. But the good thing about it is that they've got Cornell Pandya, they can bring in a spinner as the impact player, and they've got Liam Livingston to bowl a few overs. So they've got 3 options there, but they're taking a risk with those 3 options. Yeah. Have you got any more questions?
No, sir. All done.
No, thank you very much, Anesh. Now, thanks very much, everyone, for joining us at Hog Live. Oh, there's one more question here, Anesh. Crick converts with Rugger. CSK has hit the least amount of sixes in the whole IPL. What change will you make in their next 11 to match out home versus KKR? I wouldn't make any changes, really. I really wouldn't make any changes. I'd just back the team that's out there, and I'd make MS Dhoni bat up a little bit more. And hopefully the likes of Dubé will really take off. I think I also would like to see Gaikawad probably go back to open the batting with Ravindra and have Conway go down to number 3. If you get through the power play overs, then drop Conway down the list. Only use Conway as a backup opener. That's the only thing I'd change with CSK. Other than that, I think they've got a pretty good balanced team. They just haven't been able to get wins on the board at the present stage. But thanks very much for joining me on Hog Out. Absolutely loved it. Make sure you get other questions down there, and I'll get to answer them over the week on the channels. And don't forget to fill in that Google form so you can come and join me live on Hog Out. See you later, and good luck to your team.